In this video, we are going to talk about when friends, family, or anyone for that matter asks for the discount. Hi, it's Karolyn. Welcome back to my channel. I'm a professional cake decorator just outside of Philly. I've been decorating cakes since 2002, and on this channel I share my tips and tricks and ways that I bake and decorate cakes to help you along your journey. So if you'd like to join me, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you can get notified whenever I release a new video. Now, this is a question that I get asked a lot, how to deal with people asking for discounts. And I have tons of notes over here, but I was just filming and I'm being distracted by the notes, so I'm just going to try to talk to you guys. It happens, okay? Especially when you're first starting out, you're practicing on your cakes, your skill level isn't there or whatnot, and you're just happy to get the business. So friends and family come to you, you do things at a discounted rate, you just do things so you can get practice. You don't end up charging enough. And then people start to expect a discounted rate from you forever, okay? As your skill level increases and you get better, you deserve to be compensated for your work. Custom cakes is not the same as a sheet cake from the grocery store. And I don't understand why people want to come to you and see these, these tiered cakes with handmade fondant work on it and everything and think that they deserve to get it for $50. There's a couple different situations. So my very best friends in the world, they get free cakes. They're cakes for their kid's birthday. That's my gift to them. It's a touchy subject because there's a line that has to be drawn. My mom, I would never charge my mom for cakes. However, as you start to broaden your friends' horizon, where it's like you're close with them, but you're not that close, and they come to you expecting a discount, that's where you got to kind of start to put your foot down. Or else you're going to be making cakes for discounts at a discount for everyone, and you're going to end up being resentful and feeling like you're trapped. So if you're anything like me, I'm a nice person and I'm a people pleaser, and it is to my demise, is that the right word? But it's to my detriment or whatever. It's something that I need to work on, because I've put myself in situations before where I am doing so much for other people. And what have they done for me? What have you done for me lately? These people come to you for these discounts, and it's like, my best friends, yes, you deserve a discount. You've been my best friend my whole life. You've been there when I've needed you, yes, you can have a discount or a free cake. But random friends and people who just want to have a discount just because they know you, that's not right. Like, I had a friend come and do my roof. I knew him from high school. He fixed my roof 2 years ago. Never in my life would I think to be like, hey, John, can you hook me up? It's like, I want to support my friend. I want to support someone that I know and pay them. I don't know. I'm going off on a tangent. But anyway, so here's a few situations I was in. And something that I want to say is, if you are going to offer a discount, make sure, one, it's a close friend or family where you feel like they deserve it. And number two, if you do offer a discount or a trade, make sure it is a fair trade. In the beginning, I was in a situation where I had someone help me set up my cake business. I was so excited that I was like, oh my gosh, I'll give you a cake whenever you need it. Just let me know. I'll make your cakes for your kids or whatever. And then she started taking advantage of me, and I felt obligated to make a cake whenever she needed it with 2 days notice. Oh my God, I need this, free delivery, all this. And I didn't do the homework to see how much money she saved me by helping me. And that is very important to do. So if it was $1,000 that she saved, then she gets X amount of free cakes, and you have to lay that out, or else you're going to feel like you have to make cakes for everyone or for someone forever. And that's ridiculous. And then I also had another person, she asked me to do a trade to make a birthday cake for her daughter in exchange for a massage, because she was a masseuse. and it's not a fair trade. You want me to work 5 to 8 hours making a cake for you, purchasing all the ingredients, and you want to rub my body for 1 hour. And how much is a massage? It's like 60 bucks. Like, if you want to give me, 6 free months, maybe I'll take it. So just make sure if you're doing a trade or something like that, you really do a fair trade. Find out how much someone is saving you or whatnot, and make the cakes equal, make it an equal exchange. But do you ever notice that when people appreciate you, you're going to go above and beyond for them? I have one girl, Chelsea. I love you, Chelsea. I know she's not watching these videos, but she has been getting cakes from me all the time for the past, 10 years. Literally. She orders like almost once a month. I'm constantly giving her free delivery, free cupcakes, an extra tier, extra decorations. I'm always going above and beyond for her, and she never asks for it, but it's like, it's the energy. You give and you receive, right? I wish more people would understand that if people would just show appreciation. I will admit to this. I had a customer a couple weeks ago come to me out of nowhere. Someone I don't even know, place an order with me and then be like, can I get a discount? And I was so annoyed that I just told her that I can't make the cake, that I'm going away on vacation. Because when someone comes at you with, can I get a discount, right away you want to be like, who are you? Like, do I know you? What have you done for me lately? It's like that Eddie Murphy from Raw or Delirious. Seriously, but what have you done for me? Why? Don't let people make you feel like you owe them something. I know I'm all over the place with this, but anyway. But when someone does come to you with a request for a discount, just realize that, number one, people ask for discounts all the time. I go into Kohl's and I'm like, hey, do you have any coupons? Now I know that's a big store and they can afford all of that, but people just ask for discounts. I guess if you don't ask, you're never gonna know. So try not to take it personally when people do. So here's what to do when people just ask you for a discount. Someone that's not like your best friend or your mother or your father or someone like that. Someone who you know, but don't want to do free cakes for. It's all about giving options. I need to come up with a name. Sure, Lisa, you want a cake? You know what? I've known you for so long. I will give you 2 dozen free cupcakes, or 2 dozen cupcakes for 20 bucks. No problem. Or let's just say, use for an example, a friend's cake. All right, I'm gonna use a friend's cake, 1, because I'm a friend's freak, and 2, because I've made so many of them, I can do a split screen and show you a bunch of different options. So Lisa comes to me and she wants a friend's cake, okay? And she expects to get it for free. And I say to her about the cupcakes, like, no problem, I'll give you 24 free cupcakes, iced plain, no decoration. That's what I could do for you. Or if you want, let's say she needs it to feed 20 people, 20 to 25 people. I can do a cake with edible images on it. I'm going to print out the images, put them on the cake, put a nice happy birthday, maybe the name. And I don't know how much I charged for these cakes, so I'm just throwing numbers out there. Let's just say that'll be $100. If you want me to hand make the fondant decorations, just 1 tier, have it pretty simple or whatever, that'll cost a little more because it's going to take a little more time for me to do. That will be $200. Or if you want me to do something grand and really detailed and have a bunch of decorations on there and make it look really awesome, that'll be $300, right? So you can see the differences in all of these pictures. It gets more detailed and nicer as the price increases. Give them the option to pick which one they want. You don't have to offer free cupcakes. I was just throwing that in there. But if you give a low, a medium, and a high price and let them choose. And you don't have to say these are all discounted. You don't have to say this is $100, but it's usually $150. Just give them the price and let them choose. If they want to say that you are can I say bitch on my channel? I try not to curse, but I don't think bitch is a curse. If they want to call you a bitch for not giving them something for free, like, again, what have you done for me lately? Seriously. So it's all about giving options. The reason I do it is I feel like if you just say no right off the bat, it seems a little harsh and selfish, if you will. But if you say yes, then you're going to end up making a cake and you're going to be resentful and it's going to be super annoying. It's not going to be your best work. I know it's happened before when I make, you know, a cake at a big discount or something. It's not like I just want to get it done. Like, I'm not even getting paid for this. Like, who cares? So, I don't even know why I went there and why I said that, but I really think it comes down to how you present yourself. And wait, I'm doing the politician thing. I hate when people do this with their hands. I think it comes down to how you present yourself and how serious you take yourself, right? If you're just doing this as a hobby, or people know that you're not really serious about it, they may expect a discount. I don't know. But another important thing is I don't let people talk me down. Once I give you the prices, this is $100, this is $200, this is $300, and they say, yeah, but I want this one, the $300 cake, for $100. Well, you can get the $100 cake for $100, right? Don't let them talk you down. You have to stand firm in your price, and you have to be willing to lose that sale to stay firm on your price. It is so much more important to stick to your word than to give in, because if you give in, then you're the one who, like, hey, just hassle her a little bit and she'll come down. You don't want to be known as that person. Am I still recording? I'm such a freak. I get so worried that I'm not recording because it's happened so many times. So one of my cake friends, Delilah, love her, she told me that she told a customer that she could not work within her budget, and the customer said to her, oh my God, it's just cake. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, it can get your blood boiling if people say something like that. But what you have to do is kill them with kindness. And you can be passive aggressive and you could say, no problem, you know, I understand you're on a budget, but I make custom cakes. They really take much longer. It sounds like your budget is with Sam's Club. You should call Sam's Club or a local grocery store and they'll be able to work with your budget. And just leave it at that. Like, don't say, go to the grocery store, get a pound cake, get a sheet cake. You know, you're thinking that, but you just let people, you know, you have to, don't lose your cool, right? You can lose your cool to your husband, to your significant other, to whoever, to your cat, but just try to stay professional. You know, understand people are on a budget or people are just trying to get something cheaper. And I know I keep going in circles, so I don't want this to be a forever video. One more point that my friend Delilah asked me to talk about is delivery. She said she's having problems with people saying that delivery is too much. And here's what I have to say about the topic. I live just outside of Philly. The main thoroughfare, is that the right word? The main road. Why do I always second guess what my vocabulary? But anyway, I-95. All right, I have to take 95 to get to Philly. It's inevitable. There is traffic all the time. It's being worked on. There's a bottleneck. It's just a mess. So I actually had a lady ask me to deliver a cake on a Saturday to Center City, Philadelphia, and she's like, it's Saturday. There's not going to be a lot of traffic. It's Saturday. That's exactly why there's going to be a lot of traffic. There's people on the road. It's going to take time. If you live in an area where there's a lot of traffic, you need to be compensated for delivery. Look, I've been on deliveries where I did not charge enough and there's traffic or there's an accident. You end up being in the car for 3 to 4 hours just to deliver one cake, and it will drive you insane, especially if you have a lot more to do. So what I recommend and what I do, I charge a flat rate for delivery plus a mileage, right? So I do a flat rate of $25 plus, and then it's going to be a certain amount per mile. $2 per mile, $3 per mile, whatever you want to charge. And then I add tolls on there because I have to go over to Jersey. It's $5 to get over the bridge, right? If I have to go on the turnpike, I have to pay tolls. So you have to take everything into consideration. My friend said that she felt, her customer felt like you should only charge for one way for delivery. Well, you gotta drive back home. You go there, and if it takes an hour to get there, it's another hour back. So delivery is essentially there and back, because it's going to be, if it's an hour there, it's 2 hours of your time. You need to take all of this into consideration when you quote a delivery fee. Now, there's not always traffic, and you're not always in the car for 4 hours, but I'm saying from my personal experience, you want to at least be compensated to cover for gas, your time, and the tolls, and the headache, right? And also, if you're delivering somewhere, like when I have to go to Center City, Philadelphia, there's nowhere to park. There was one time that I delivered cupcakes for my friend's wedding. I got a $75 parking ticket because there was nowhere to park. I had to run them in. So in that case, just let people know, I will deliver this for you. However, someone needs to be standing out front when I get there to receive the cake. I can't park the car, and I'm not going to park in a parking lot and walk 5 blocks with it. You know, like, you have to think of this stuff in advance. And what else did she ask me to talk about? Oh my gosh, I just had it and I just lost it. Got it. So the other thing that she asked me to talk about is people being late when they come to pick up your cakes. And I know this is a little off of the subject of the video, but I just wanted to go over this real quick for her and anyone else who is interested. So when you work from home, I don't know if people realize that you are there waiting for them to come pick up their cake, right? Because when you go to a bakery, you can literally go anytime between their opening hours and pick up your cake. It has happened to me before where someone says, I'll be there at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock rolls around. No person. They're not answering the phone call. They're not, you can't get in touch with them. Or someone texts me, I'm on my way. 2 hours later, they're not here, and I text them back and they go, oh, I stopped at Target and I had to get gas. And I'm like, you want to tell me that? Oh, geez. So my way to make sure that people come get their cakes at the proper time is you set up a pickup window, okay? And then you tell them you're leaving. Right? So you can come pick up your cake anytime between 9 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. I have a party that day that I have to be at 1. I'm leaving my house at 12:30. So if you don't get here at 12:30, I'm not going to be able to give you your cake. And you put it out there and you reiterate it to them and let them know, I'm leaving here at 12:30. I'm leaving here at 12:30. And people will come and get their cake because they know that you're leaving. And really go, like, leave. Like, have somewhere to go or whatever, and you want to be truthful. There have been times that I've told people that I have to leave here at 12:30, and I was actually still here for another half hour, and it worked out. They were a little late and whatever, and I was able to give them their cake. However, if you have to be somewhere, or if you let them know you have a commitment, you have an appointment, you have to take your kids somewhere, you have to do something, they will get here in time to pick up their cake. Or you could just say, or I'll just leave it out front for you and you can get it. Or say, I will bring it with me to the location and you can drive. I will be an hour away in Lansdale. Let's just say I'll be an hour away and you can come pick it up in Lansdale sometime if you don't get here on time. And when you tell people something like that, they will make sure that they get here. So I know that was a lot, and I try not to be all over the place in these videos because I have all this information in my head and I want to give it out to you. And I wish I was better at communicating and telling you, a perfect order of what I want to say. But anyway, I was talking to my boyfriend about this last night and I told him how I was going to do a video on people asking for discounts. And he said, did you ever ask them to pay more? And I was like, oh my God, that is genius. Could you imagine if someone came to you and said, I was going to see if I can get a discount. And you say, well, I was going to see if you could pay 25% more because I need some help too. I'm a little behind on my bills and whatever, and see what they say. I could never do that personally. Like, I would feel horrible, but that would be great. If you do that, please let me know how that turns out. All right, so anyway, that's enough rambling. I hope you guys got something out of this video, and the options are the key. No matter if someone is or isn't asking for a discount, give people options, right? Let people know a lower, a medium, and a high price and different things that you can do in those ranges, and let them make the choice. And that will take care of a lot of the problems. So let me know if you have any other ways to deal with people asking for discounts, or you know, getting mad when you charge a delivery fee or whatever. I would love to know in the comments different ways to reply to people, and we can all gather all of that information so we can use that in the future. So if you have any other questions or comments, leave them below and I will get back to you. And you can follow me on social media. I am on Instagram and Facebook, and I have my website. And I keep saying Instagram is weird. Like, it is so annoying. I don't know why it keeps marking my posts as spam. I can literally only post on Instagram like every other day, and I can only write like a small little blurb. If I go on, it marks it as spam. If I share a story, it marks it as spam. I don't know what's going on. But I am still on those platforms, and you can find me there. I will link it below as well. And if you're still around and you want to continue watching my channel and learning more things about cake, you can watch these videos next and hit the subscribe button and the bell so you can get notified. And I said that in the beginning. Please like this video if you liked it and got something out of it. It really helps out my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.